What's up? What's up? Good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome to the second podcast of Sportz Wine and Brews. You know, we on here collaborating as fans, giving our perspective on how things.
Hold on, Bob. Hold on. Hold on. What? Try to create a new podcast. It's removed. Hold on. Don't start talking to. Hold on. What's going on?
Look like it's rolling.
Okay, it's rolling. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
All right. Let's start that fresh up. Good morning. You know, welcome back to the second podcast of Sportz Wine and Brews. Coming from a fan's perspective, you know, we just here to break it down the way we see it in our eyes. You know, we're going to keep it real. Everybody let it loose, have a good time. And anybody welcome to chime in through the comments portal. So, hey, you know, sometimes we'll read your comments. So welcome to the show. So let's get it rolling.
What's up? What it do, fellas? What it do?
Yo, what's happening?
Hey, good morning. What's up?
Hey, I'm just gonna put this clause out there. Just don't rag R. Kells too bad. But I need for y'all to give it to him.
Give
Okay.
it to me for what?
Well,
y'all took an L.
We just want to know how you took it. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say back to the game, if we can start talking
like
about
this, and we gonna put this to bed. We blew it on two critical back-to-back possessions. We had the Rams on the ropes. Bad play calling on two back-to-back drives. Quick 3 and 4 outs cost us the game, and that shifted momentum back to them. Our defensive coordinator did not make adjustments after OBJ went down. They should have doubled cup with a cornerback in front, safety over the top, and we would have won that game with ease. But he went to a prevent defense and got burned.
Y'all kicked the field goal when y'all should have scored a touchdown in the red zone. Right.
Well, that is true, but that came down to them two crucial back-to-back possessions. We had 3 and 4 quick outs. We had them on the ropes, and we blew it.
Well, before I get started, I think we should put our hands together and give our condolences to the 2021 Bengals. So let me give my words of respect. They was a good team. They was a good team. They tried the best they could. You know what I mean? They're going to leave a legacy of putting it all on the field and just coming up a little bit short. But we're going to go ahead and give that team some respect and condolences to their good season. There you go, Rob. That's all I'm giving your Bengals this morning. Now,
all right, dude. So I'll take it.
I got some I want to say about the Bengals. Hey, I was surprised. I ain't gonna lie. I thought, as you remember last week, I predicted a blowout by the Rams, but the Bengals held in there and played a hell of a game. There was some controversy in the game, I must say. You know, some calls that could have been, but that's every game. But
got to play through it.
They got a good foundation. I mean, y'all represented. Granted, you didn't get it. Now, if you had won, just think what Joe Burrow. I mean, I guess that'd be another conversation. Where would Joe Burrow status have been if he had?
Man, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now. They'd be saying he in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Now, but also said something. I got a lot of flack after the show last week about one in particular player.
Oh boy.
Already? You gonna do this already?
I'm gonna put it out there. I said great players in games. Great players.
Okay.
One more. He's already, like I told you, he'll be top 10 by his career's over. He might be in the top 5 as one of the greatest defensive players.
I'm not going down that.
And like I said, we take it for granted because you see it. But you saw everything the Bengals did to try to stop this dude.
I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole with you. I gave my condolences to the Bengals, but I didn't give my sports. Okay, so Neil, I think what happened was we had a rookie coach who got out coached. That's pretty much what happened. The stage was kind of big for that guy when the game was on the line. He didn't make the proper adjustments in the second half. I'm going to give Burrow his respect. He took that team down and put them in a position to win, and it was up to the defense to make a few plays, and they didn't. Now, on the flip side, Stafford made a heck of a throw. I don't know if you guys saw that in slow motion.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
That dude was looking
between
this way
3 players
and threw the ball that way. That's a heck of a play. That's big time right there, Neil.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Odell Beckham, you know, he was probably going to be the MVP.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Can you imagine that? If he had to stay, because they
That's
had
right.
no.
The ref still didn't call a clean game because they called it consistently through the first 2 or 3 quarters, but then they just started throwing their flags everywhere in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Why they let some things go and some things not go? Because that pass interference was on Wilson. What was that linebacker from Cincinnati? That shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
clean.
That should have been called.
That should have been called. They didn't.
Right.
They didn't call consistent. I don't want to blame it on the refs, of course, but
Yeah.
they called it one way. They let them play like the first half, and then they just started throwing their flags everywhere in the second half.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna call it like that, just be consistent through the whole game. That's all I'm saying.
Right, the whole consistent. And that's what we said. Like, you start throwing flags the last 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, just
and
be
I'm
consistent.
talking about penalties that was really, consistent, where they were getting 10 points go back. Then you will get to the line of scrimmage, and then, Joe Burrow get them back and get the yardage, and then they'll pull it right back with another crazy flag. Like, all the face masking that was going on, all the jaw jacking. You should have been consistent across the board that was happening instead of letting it happen in the last 7 minutes. That's why I think what cost the Bengals the game was the penalty.
But again, I don't want to blame the refs because the Bengals had their opportunities and they squandered it. Unfortunately, they should have got the field goal. They should have had a touchdown. And Bob said that was going to be the Bengals fan on the board. He should be able to agree with that, right? Am I correct, Bob? They had their chances.
They had their chance. Like I said, the 2 back-to-backs killed them, but I'm going to throw the old screwball in here and say that, lack of respect up in that front office from our old cheapskate Mike Brown cost us due to coming back to the revenue thing, in my opinion. Didn't nobody want to see the Bengals win because the Bengals is tailcoating on everybody's dollar. They ain't raking in the loot like the other teams. And I guarantee you that's why it came down to them flags popping out on the field. That's just like, well, I'm going to throw this other scenario, then I'm going to let it go. That's just like when the Seahawks was playing and they threw that pick down there at the 5-yard line. And big boy, what's the running back for the Seahawks? They should have got that ball. My man, crazy name.
Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. I guarantee. I don't care what nobody say. This is just my opinion. Walt Disney didn't want to see that dude leading the parade at Disneyland. That's why they called that slant play. They didn't want to see him leading that parade at Disneyland. I don't care what nobody say.
This is
nobody want to see that
conversation. Because think about it. So you got LA and LA. The Rams I ain't gonna say the refs, it was politics or whatever. But something went on. Like you said, to your point, they didn't want them to really get them leverage. No. Did y'all see that parade? The Rams fans are the most undeserving fan base I've ever seen.
Yeah, they don't care.
They didn't care at all.
No. They don't care.
So
I was rooting for the Bengals. So I was rooting for the Bengals. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, but they had them on the ropes, and like Gooch said, they did not make the proper adjustments, and they've been doing it all season, though. That's the killer. You boil down to one game. You've been making adjustments at halftime. You be down 20, 15 at halftime, and you roar back to these wins to get you at this stage, and you cough up a big-ass hairball. And, what changed up from what you was doing in the regular season to the playoff? Nothing should have changed. Nothing. But it is what it is, and we lost.
Hey, well, that's what I'm saying, man. You've been a grumpy Bengals fan for 40 years. 41 won't kill you. How about that?
And we still won.
Bob, we can end it on this. I got 2 words for y'all. Offensive line. Just
yeah.
Well,
everybody knows.
Troy, this is go back to what Kale was saying. He's saying he's telling the truth about the Browns. I hate to talk about it, but he is telling the truth because now they have an opportunity to return. So this is go to my thing. My next thing I would ask, what's going to happen next year? They have the opportunity. They have the youth.
Yeah, they on the radar now.
Right. You see the right. So now next year they're gonna get the Monday night games, the primetime games. They got somebody they want to market, Joe Burrow. So if they want to market him, I was thinking the opposite actually. If they want to market this kid, they're gonna kind of let a few, push him in and help him out. Right. So what the Browns gonna do, which I'm curious, will they invest in that offensive.
Right. Good
Football ain't about drafts no more. If you got the money and you can spend it, will they?
That's what talking about picking that boy out of
the Bengals.
Right.
They better pick
the Bengals got 48. They got $48.5 million to play around with. So it's on the front office as usual. That's the question. What our cheap ass front office gonna do?
But don't think that the Browns didn't get no money from this run now.
They
got plenty of money.
Yeah.
Jersey sales alone, Joe Burrow, jersey sales.
Oh yeah, they made money.
The owner's gonna have to open up his pocket. And they shouldn't be practicing outside. They shouldn't be practicing outside in 20 degrees. They shouldn't be using Cincinnati.
Mike Brown said, "Fuck that."
They shouldn't be using Cincinnati facility, University of Cincinnati facility to practice. Hey man,
we didn't talk about that practice field, Troy. That practice field is right next to the stadium.
It was a parking lot
next to the stadium.
I can see y'all practicing from the freeway.
Yeah, you want to act like your car break down and pop the hood right next to it. You can sit and watch practice all day. On top of the freeway.
High school. Y'all NFL team, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Get Cole open up his pockets.
Yeah, get Cole. We got to run up to UC to go practice at they inside facility. What the hell?
I am gonna get some free agents. They be like, I ain't practicing outside.
Hey. That's the narrative down there, dude. Now, Troy, that's the narrative. Now, just like back in the day, they reused jock straps. We just got a cheap ass front office. Who reuses jock straps?
Hey, man, come on, man.
That's pretty disgusting, Robert.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's our front office, dog. What you want me to do?
That's true. Not
I'm just giving you the facts, dude.
Cincinnati is not a major market, man.
Okay, no, but it's going to be a major market. But now it's time for them to make that money.
That's
so my question to you all is, what's going to be the future of the Rams? So now they have built this team, and a lot of them can go into free agency. A lot of them are thinking about retiring. So what do you think is going to be a one and done? Do you think the Rams can come back?
They're going to run it back.
Brady?
Go ahead and fire that one up, Gooch. I want to hear your point of view on this one.
Hey, look, Von Miller, Neil's favorite boo, Aaron Donald said that he was coming back. Neil, your boo said he was coming back. Long as Von Miller came back, I don't anticipate seeing OBJ on that team. He was a difference maker. Now he changed the whole dynamic of that offense. I don't know if he's coming back. So I'm gonna tell you this: whoever you see, what type of movement you see from the Rams in free agency in regards to a receiver is going to determine whether they're coming back or not, because they got to fill that slot.
Why would you see OBJ coming back?
It's solid. The OBJ is not coming back. Not from that injury twice.
Well, he got a recovery. I mean, who's going to take him? He hurt.
Right. Yeah, he's not going to come back. They're going to have to get a free agent. So that's what I see. But can they repeat? Absolutely. The NFC is whack right now. Brady's gone. The Vikings ain't where they need to be at. San Francisco might be okay if Garoppolo leaves, but they got to replace him with a quarterback. It's wide open.
Yep. And you definitely can't depend on somebody's Cowboys to do anything in that division. But, hey, like you said, it's wide open.
Nah, they're too busy taking pictures in the locker room with the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Right. Cowboys fans.
They too busy filming the cheerleaders in the locker room.
Yeah.
We play good all season. We play inconsistently. We are a second half team, and you can't play like that. Then somebody's GM, director, owner, like he owned like 7 different positions. You gotta delegate. You allow him to come up from like the Batman, come down to the field. It don't work. And now you talking about you want to get rid of Lamb and Parsons. Why? Those were decision makers. Those were your playmakers this year. So
Tanya,
it's wide open.
Well, Tanya, I know you're a Cowboy fan, but that story came out that was kind of shaky. I mean, my man got a little camera. It was wondering why he was always late for meetings.
Guess what? Guess what, Neil? He still got a job. He's still
but the icing on the cake is I just read an article yesterday. The NFL is not going to do no investigation on this.
They're not.
Not a doggone one investigation.
And he filmed Jerry Jones' daughter and got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter was in it too.
Wow.
It was a lot.
I tell you what,
he was filming everybody.
Exchanging money.
You already know.
I would think that he.
I'm
the owner. You filming my daughter? You out of there? He still got a job.
Yeah, you out of there.
Well, he must be valuable in some other position.
The jury's still out on that one. He's gonna be gone.
He just got the right. He just got the right color.
Yeah.
Let that have been Dak doing that.
No. We're not even gonna get started on that.
Yeah, that'd have been a whole different, a whole different scenario. Yeah, I just. It was just like, what? Are you really serious? When Bob brought it to me, I was like, what? And so I started doing it again. You know, it's not going to be on mainstream TV because of who the owner is. And that's some of the things where it's like some of these things that happen, if it was another ethnicity, it would be bad for us.
Yeah.
We would have gotten no shake at all. Our name, our face would have been all over the news.
It'd have been bad.
It'd been bad.
Hey, Tanya,
that's an in-house. It's in-house too.
But
you know what, Jerry know the guy. Jerry's like, you never know who he was filming them cheerleaders for. He could have been filming them for Jerry. You never know.
Hey, Neil, Tanya made a good point last week, though. Jerry Jones knows how to stay in the news regardless. It's like any press is press for that team, man. That's how they roll.
Right.
Yeah. People who don't even follow football know who Jerry Jones is.
And that's what it is. It's about the media and you having a presence. Even though, this is what I was telling Bob, when the Bengals won the conference game, what happened the next day? The whole entire newscast on all the major networks was talking about Jerry Jones in a 3-day event that happened. And it really didn't even play out. If you was a Cowboys fan, you knew about this 3-day high-profile event. Talk about the demise of the Cowboys and what they need to do to get back. It dominated news. Like even throughout this Super Bowl, it dominated news. And then what happened? Tom Brady, he put his little media, because again, social media has changed how news is shared and talked about. So even with Tom Brady leaving, he dominated the news for what? A whole week of the Super Bowl because he knew he was leaving. He had that's how I feel. He had Adam Scheffler, leak it, and then he pulled it back. So again, it kept almost 2 weeks of talking about major people instead of talking about the Bengals. The Bengals and the Rams didn't get talked about into the week of Super Bowl. That it became, standing. People didn't even know the Super Bowl was when it was happening, what was happening with the Super Bowl, what was surrounding it at all. So yeah, he makes sure that he stays in the forefront of the news. And that right there, like Cyber Dog said, good news is some news, any news, it keeps them talking about.
The Cowboys, period. I hate to say it because I can't stand them. The Cowboys, they move the needle. It doesn't matter. Whatever happens in the Cowboys, it moves the needle. It's ratings. So that's money. So whatever the Cowboys do, if the Cowboys do anything, if somebody can pull a nail on the Cowboys, they gonna report that on ESPN, First Take, everything.
They really aren't.
They know that there's so many Cowboy fans out there, man. They move the needle, so that's just ratings. That's all it is.
I can tell you that when we went to the Raiders and Bengals game, they weren't even talking about that. Was like disrespect to me because it was literally we was in the camp, where it was tailgating. They was going ham about the Cowboys, which was the Thanksgiving game. I'm like, dude, it's the Bengals. And they was like,
that's why you see the Cowboys every Thanksgiving. It don't matter what their record is 0-13. They're going to be on TV because they move the needle. It's just so many fans out there. They know that's how they make their money.
We're going to have to talk about that too in another segment about, major teams. Like, think about the Patriots. Kind of like go forward. Like Bill Belichick. Just some things that he has said in the news this year because Tom Brady wasn't there to move that needle, to keep them, I think that's why they didn't play well. I mean, I know there was a lot of things happening in the, on the field and the players, but they weren't able to move that needle to keep them relevant. So, and I think that's why a lot of these players get caught up in that relevancy because what moves them needle, what keeps them relevant. I think that's why Patrick Mahomes didn't play well because all season he was doing all the commercials. He started talking trash. and it did not portray on the field.
Well, don't we? Hey, Browns fans know how that works. I got so sick and tired of seeing Baker Mayfield and the Browns losing by 40 points on a Sunday, and he talking about at home with Baker Mayfield. I was like, you at home losing, you scrub.
You see him on
Y'all need a new quarterback and a new wide receiver. Just get rid of come on, bro.
I can't wait.
I want to go back to the
original take Garoppolo
podcast. I would like to go back and revisit the original question. I like to revisit the original question with the Rams. What she said, where the Rams go. I want to say this about the Rams. If you look at it, how they got in the Super Bowl, they did beat some big teams. The NFC, from what I'm seeing now, is much easier to get to the Super Bowl than it is in the AFC. Because I'm thinking there's probably only 2 or 3 teams the Rams truly got to contend with to make it there. And one of them in their own division. They got the Cardinals. They got the Cowboys to contend with. And I think because Tom Brady going, the Buccaneers are going. So really, who else would they really? Seattle, maybe? They could go back. And their window is right now. Now, the question is, who do y'all think will go and represent the AFC next year?
AFC going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight in the AFC. So, like I said, and Cleveland could be in the thick of this. They just got to figure out. They got to let Mayfield go. That's the only thing that's killing them right now. Like I said last week, I was predicting y'all to run away with our division, hands down. So next year is going to come down to the Bengals, Ravens. It depends on what Cleveland do with their quarterback spot. And Kansas City going to be right there. So, like I said, the AFC is going to be pretty much the cream of the crop, and probably the favorite division to win the Super Bowl next year.
The Ravens started the season out hurt. You know, they lost their running back. You know, Lamar Jackson got to stay healthy. If the Ravens can stay healthy, I think that they there. That's just my opinion.
They can be there too. Yeah, and Jackson has to stay healthy. He's the key.
That's what I said. They got to stay healthy. They started out the season hurt. So
yeah, they got to stay healthy. So
it's going to be a dogfight in the AFC. The AFC going to be a dogfight.
One and done. That's what I hope. I'm hoping that they only spend some money and they stay competitive. It would be sad to see that team go down the drain.
Yeah, that would be just a horrific display if that scenario plays out.
Bob, you don't think the Bengals can go back?
And once again, until they get that line shaped up, and then they got to go out and find a cornerback. They need to get a solidified cornerback over there because my man Apple, he ran his mouth a little too much for the Super Bowl and got torched. Yeah. Begging defensive coordinator put me on OBJ. I played with him at New York. I know his tendencies, and the gasoline got poured on him, and he got sparked.
And he got torched.
Yeah, he got torched the whole entire game. That's why he went to hold it. So Al Glenn.
So like I said, you got to fill your pot. Everybody's roster, you got to fill your potholes. Wait a minute, you got to spend that money. So that's what it comes down to. What you gonna spend?
Don't sleep on the Ravens, man. They got a top 10 pick. So we'll see.
We're going to see. Yeah, we're going to see.
Yeah, all seasons are going to be fun because there's a lot of free agents. You still got to worry about where Aaron Rodgers, you got to figure out where he going to go. If he end up out in San Francisco, you got to kind of turn that arrow that way in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's still out there. So kind of turning back to the halftime of Super Bowl, do you think just with everything that was surrounding the Rams, it being in LA, the media kind of like made with Eminem kneeling, what did you think? The halftime show. That's our question of the day. Join the convo. Did the halftime show meet up to the media hype? I want to ask you all, how did y'all think the media was? They brought, what's his name? 50 Cent upside down. Like, whoo, that was something that nobody even saw coming. They didn't know that Eminem was going to kneel, you know, so there was just like some key point, you know, when Mary J. going, you know, flatline, I thought she was going to sing an up-tempo. She went and broke it out. She went to the old Mary. That's the old Mary we love, like a woman love, the old Mary.
Yeah.
She put all her problems out there. So, you know, that's the question of the day. Give us your, you know, put us in the live feed. It's up. We might better hear your answer on the air. So I'm going to put it back to you, you know, crew. What y'all think? How was the Super Bowl halftime show? Did it meet up to the hype?
Neil to jump in. Neil, what do you think? You're more musically knowledgeable. What do you think about the halftime show?
All right, that's all right. Good job. I think this Super Bowl halftime show was more of an expression than a lot of things. You know, the talent was you can't argue the talent. You can't argue the show. You know, to see a whole bunch of brothers out there walking in front of all those white folks. I know after a while they probably was a little nervous. You know, but you know, it is what it is. I think, you know, we've had some great ones, and that goes up there with one of them. I think we was always talking about the Super Bowl. My greatest one, I believe, was Michael Jackson in the LA Coliseum. So,
yeah,
that was a good one. That was a good one. I think Dr. Dre, Eminem, they put on a hell of a show to Tanya's point. I mean, I think it was nothing nobody could beat. I mean,
it was just something that nobody ever seen before because we never just had all hip hop in the Super Bowl. So
first time, that's the first time.
It was different, and you know, whenever you get different, people gonna have an opinion. I thought it was no. I'm putting it at number one. That's just me. Because I got to see all the people who I grew up listening to. So
it was on.
It's number one to me. I think everybody did a good job. You know, Eminem kneeling. I didn't expect that, but he did it. They couldn't hate on that. They tried to blurt out a lot of stuff, but whatever. It still pulled off. Everybody know what it is because everybody know every lyric of them songs. So you can't say that it wasn't the greatest. That's just my opinion. I thought it was the best one. So
okay.
If y'all give me one, if y'all give me one that can top that, you let me know.
Michael Jackson and Prince.
I put Michael at number 2 after this.
It was raining. It actually was raining when Prince was playing Purple Rain, dog. That's kind of hard to top. But I feel you. I you know.
I say G-Funk Super Bowl number 1, then Michael, then Prince, then you can go wherever the hell you want.
That's
just me.
Hey, I remember when Prince was singing Purple Rain in the rain and Neil got a little emotional and started crying. But I know I was like, I knew that would touch Neil, touch my brother's heart.
Man, you know, it was like God said, go ahead, sing that song.
It seemed like this Super Bowl halftime was like the most controversial. So anything that's really controversial is going to be up in my list. That's that. But we already know why it was so controversial.
I would dare anybody on this panel to tell me this wasn't the first time in 56 Super Bowls they wasn't dancing. Wherever they was at watching that game, that if you wasn't up dancing, something was wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good point, man. If you look at the stands, if you saw the stands, I was just paying attention to the people in the stands. It was a party. They probably was already drunk. You know,
the players were sitting on the bench watching. They didn't even go to the halftime. The players were sitting on a bench watching the halftime show.
Man, well, I'm gonna tell you, it was some grumps out there. You already know what they was on Twitter and them little social media accounts going nuts. I can't stand this. Why is he grabbing his crotch?
And
man.
Somebody was saying something about, a female was that they was half naked. Did y'all see Shakira and J-Lo? They was all naked. What are y'all talking about? It was nothing like
a full
bro. They just looking for a reason at this point.
Oh you know where that's coming from, man.
Scared them back in, but
you already know Mary was close. Like she gave a whole new meaning of what we were when we were growing up. Presence, stage presence, dressed appropriately. Like my mom always say, less is better. That's what she wore. She still was fly. And she gave all these social influencers, the ones that getting butt injections, just all the little naked little girls, she gave them a lesson. that you can still be an entertainment. Even when you talk about Beyonce and all the Najas and all them other ones that's really high, she brought it back to home. Like, this is what we grew up on. We grew up on the
this
lyrics.
is what we,
the lyrics, the music. Like you said, sea walking, them folks was out. Like, if you go on TikTok, you had women who were 60, 70-year-old white women sea walking, TikToking, knew all the lyrics. That's what I felt it was. It was a lyric, just a lyricist. I mean, a whole new world of just music that we could listen to.
Hey, whenever you get hate, I expected haters. Whenever you get haters, you're doing something good. So I'm waiting to see what halftime. I wait to see what this halftime gonna be. Anytime you get haters, you're doing the right thing.
Well, they going to the other side. They're going to the other side of the coin next year. We'll have some old rock and roll in there next year.
You're doing something right when you getting haters.
Hey, but I ain't gonna hate, man. There's some rock and roll acts that I wouldn't mind seeing. You know what I'm saying? But
like who?
I think to your point, Tanya, it was it was an epic event as far as talent that was on stage or in that arena that day. I mean, because and the show was like from the beginning to the end, it was like, wow, who's next? So.
All right,
it's up there definitely.
So what makes
sober 13 years? They said Mary J. Blige had been sober for like 20 years. So this is like, they said that they did a report because Mary was on the Breakfast Club, and she was saying that from the time she started singing to almost like the last 12, 13 years, she was either high or drunk on stage. Eminem said he didn't know what he was taking. So can you imagine being on stage at that time, 2022, and you were sober and you still rock the stage? Like when Eminem came out, I was like, hey, because he took over the world. Like as a white, nobody had done that to me besides the Beastie Boys. And so it was Eminem. Even though I didn't really like his music, he was another integral person that we said, okay, we're going to bring him to the picnic. We're going to bring him to the picnic. And to see him sober, he said he was sober on stage.
And what about Snoop? Wasn't Snoop? They call Snoop.
No, Snoop wasn't caught on tape.
Snoop was flared up. What the hell?
I mean, I'd be surprised if Snoop wasn't high. It's Snoop.
Yeah, he was. He got caught on tape.
And it's 100% legal in California. You can't trip on that anyway.
So my follow-up question to the group is, what makes a halftime show go in your top 10? Is it the artist? Is it the performance? Is it the production? Is it all the lights and all that stuff going around? Or is it the music? You know what I mean?
Because the music of all those.
Banging,
Yeah. I think for me this year, it was letting the youngsters, letting society see that there was real hip hop. Everybody follows, everybody follows through, like, how the youngsters now saying we the top. No, that music that we saw expanded genres like Mary J. Look how Snoop Dogg has like literally changed his trajectory of what he does. That music, everybody knew the lyrics. That's how I look at it. Like that music was timeless. So when I look at the halftime show, if I'm going to watch it or not, is based off of the music. Like, are you really a artist?
Right.
And I think those 4, even 4 or 5, those was artists that, man, their music is timeless. I wanted to see them do a Holocaust of Tupac. I was like, where is the 3D of Tupac? I'm like, man, where is he at? I wanted to see that, but just the music.
That would have been ridiculous if they did that. They would have been over the top. They wouldn't even play the second half.
I thought they was going to bring out Ice Cube or something like that too. So, Ice Cube is a staple in LA. So I'm like,
he should have been there.
You can't have Ice-T there. If I'm Ice-T, I'll roll up in there and spray the club up. Forget that. You ain't have me on that stage.
It was like
look how many. Look at the viewers. It was like 115 million people watching it. That's a lot of people. Yeah, that's half the country.
Half the country, 13 minutes. It shut down.
So it's
in the middle of Black History Month.
Black History Month. You're right.
You have all the stars. I talk about too. Them stars ain't have no good seats. Them stars up here in the second level.
LeBron had a good seat. If you saw
LeBron. What's your man? He was doing his live feed for Twitter. He was up in the damn rafters. What is his name? Big boy with the music.
He's Bronze. That joker was up there switching light bulbs out. Up there doing a TikTok video, but up in the light bulb section.
Hey, J-Lo and Ben Affleck had me dying. J-Lo was getting it.
I know.
Ben Affleck was just standing there like, what the hell's going on at this show, dog? So
he wasn't used to that rhythm hit everybody in their back.
Hey, he went in living color on it. He went back to living color days on that dude. He was there like, I don't know her.
Yeah, because J-Lo was going in. She was going in. LeBron, them little shorts he had on, I was like, dude, I mean, they was like, his wife was sitting there, but he was like, you could tell that kid came out to see LeBron like, dude, you still 25. What is LeBron, 28?
Mm-hmm.
He's not even 30.
Who,
so to
LeBron?
see that music, like literally era come out of
He was young. He was a teenager. He was a teenager back then. You know,
I put the halftime show. I put the halftime show at number 1. That's just me. So
that's 2.
Yeah, I'm interested
where
to
you
see.
put that?
I'm interested to see what happens next year since Jay-Z running it now.
We're gonna get the Thunderbirds next year.
Jay-Z smart now. Jay-Z a businessman no matter what. He know his audience. He's not just gonna cater to one. So he got us right. Next year, you know it's gonna be somebody.
Yeah, I want to see how he gonna top that.
Coldplay. Might be Coldplay or somebody. You never know.
I'm telling y'all, after all that hip hop, is gonna be the Thunderbirds featuring Paul McCartney. That's what's about to happen. The fabulous Thunderbirds.
Somebody says it's gonna be Icky Woods and Boomer Esiason.
I'll take Icky.
Icky out there doing the shuffle on one foot.
No. Before we switch, did you see Shaq and his whole that food be out of control? I'm trying to figure out who he was sitting next to, but when he stuck his, I was like, dude, you on national TV, and Skip Bayless, and they had a field day about Shaq the next day. Like, dude, did you just stick your tongue out on national TV?
I'm
sure Shaq was drunk. That's what I said, because I was like, dude, what did
Shaq
you
was
do?
drunk.
Like,
you said Shaq was drunk.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what did that come
Because what he did, I was like, what did you do? I was like, dude, you went all the way crazy. So now we're gonna kind of switch. Like Bob, he found, I gotta give it to Arkells. He went and found What's the Word. So What's the Word, fellas, is pop culture news from around the globe. So Arkells went out and found about 5 crazy highlights. And we talked about one, which was, Jerry Jones and the crew with the cameras. But Bob got a few more. Like, I didn't even know what's even happening that you hear from around the world. So Arkells kind of take it away, and we're going to let y'all get some feedback on these, What's the Word. So it's pop culture news from around the globe.
All right. Well, I hope, I just want to get y'all quick input on these little crazy happenings going on around our country. My first favorite one was your boy James Harden. So he up in Brooklyn telling all his business to a stripper that he already got traded to the Sixers before it even hit the fan. And as soon as she went back to wipe the glitter off and whatever else got tossed on her while she was sliding down the pole, she done popped all this on Twitter, put all his business out.
So she already knew about the trade before everybody else because he said something?
Before anybody do anything. I don't know if he was trying to get a discount because he was getting ready to leave town or what was going on with it.
Well, James Harden love the strippers. So, hey, I ain't surprised at all. Hey, that's probably where you get your best advice from the strippers. Shoot, they know everything.
I hope he don't go back to her. Next time, he's saying he paid money to her to confide his information. So he could sue her for some of that money he gave her already, because if he sit there, he confided in her, he told her this and that, and he didn't drop probably about $2,000-3,000. She at least should give him at least $300 back for the simple fact that she went out there and put all his business out in the damn street.
I mean, she ain't had to do that. We already knew he wanted to be traded, so we already knew.
Well, it's just the fact that he gonna put his business out there to a stripper. Come on, man.
I expect that from him. He don't look smart.
I agree with you, man. I mean, come on, Harden.
Does James Harden strike you as a person of intellect?
Come on, Beard.
Hey, man, stripper was probably like, all I gotta do is tell James Harden business. That's easy. I got that.
And I'm gonna get some corn.
She was trying to get more money out the deal. What's your next
one? All right. Then my next one, this is more of a little serious note, which I can't believe whoever came up with this idea down at the University of Alabama, they need to have their pension taken away, driver's license, and social security card just wiped off the face of the planet. So the University of Alabama had this bright idea to rename a building on their campus, the Lucy and Graves Hall. Now, the first name, Lucy, her name is Lucy Foster. She is the first African-American to attend classes at the University of Alabama. And our second nominee that's supposed to be named on the building, his name is Governor Bibbett Graves, a ex-KKK Grand Cyclops. So what they wanted to do was put both of their names on this building down on the University Alabama campus. So when they put this out, due to all the backlash, they decided to pull the plug on this. And they never divulged on whose bright idea this was to come up with this excellent idea.
I just got one word: Alabama.
I mean, that's bad. But you know what? You need to go and find out who idea was that. Who set up in the meeting that day and said, you know what? Let's put them both together. One side here and one side there. Get the hell out of here, lady.
Dude, that would have been a fiasco. Could you imagine if they'd have went through it there, the cutting of the red ribbon on, they could bring the scissors out, cut the man. Come on, man. That'd have been a dog fight out there. That's just off the cup.
I would love to ask that person who I did, what great civic duty or commitment to society did those two people do? I would love to hear the whole story. Now, see, Bob, you opened up a door. Now I'm going to have to go back and do a little research and figure out what good was in these people and why they deserve.
Please do, because I would love to hear the end. I would love to know the answer to that.
But to your point, I'm going to extend it a little bit further. Who knows the name? Because I don't know why some of these buildings local are named after certain people. You know what I mean? And we don't know. I know what the history behind a lot of the names of these buildings, and I'm sure it's more the same way. And they just haven't been announced yet.
That is true. But I will say this: I guess he had his name on other buildings or properties down in Alabama, and his name has been removed. So I'll, give him that. But the university dropped the ball on this one.
It's Alabama.
Yeah, they sure did. Drop the ball. All right, next one.
All right. Well, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one so far. We got a nun out of California named Mary Magnet. And Troy know a little bit about this one. She's a nun and a principal at a school, which she embezzled $835,000 from 2008 to 2018 from tuition, fees, and donations to support her gambling and expensive traveling habits. So I'm gonna let you guys give a quick take on this. I'm just gonna let you know her sentencing was 1 year in a federal penitentiary, and she has to pay back all the cash, which I still cannot figure out. At the age of 80, how are you gonna pull this off? Paying back $800,000.
$800,000. She was up in the
casino. She might not have to pay back that $800,000, but Judgment Day is coming for her old gambling ass. I'm trying to tell you right now. She can't get away from Jesus. She can't get away.
She ain't gonna be able to walk through the gates because they're gonna be asking her some questions that she can't.
They're gonna be in back there. I don't know how.
I mean, I'm just saying that's pretty bad, man. Can you imagine that lady? All the people she could have helped, and she over there shooting dice in the back of the church.
$800,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for a nun to be.
But she gonna make it back in the prison. She gonna make it back up in the prison. I guarantee you.
I just want to know what
she a hustler. Mother, what's her name again? Kelly, Mother Margaret. What is it?
Mary. I mean, it's a classic nun name. I mean, you can't make this up. Mary Magnet. The last name is Margrent. But the Mary is the kicker. You know, all the nuns' name is Mary.
You know, the kids in the hood ain't gonna never call her by her last name anyway. She been Sister Mary for 45, 50 years. Shit. Maybe longer than that.
Was she playing crap table? Was she on a?
But she was helping black kids.
Dude, they didn't. Dude, she had to be on the big baller stuff. If you breaking in, you didn't caped off 800K. You got to be playing the big boy stuff.
So she took off her nun's garb and was up in there because they could be up in there.
Oh yeah.
If there's a nun at the poker table, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you shouldn't be here." She took off her bingo hall. She renounced her throne, everything. She's like,
she wasn't making no hit at the bingo hall. She said, forget that bingo hall money. That really ain't no real money. She was out there betting on the horses in UFC.
She wasn't playing.
She wasn't playing for 6 years. She got this off for 6 years.
800,000. She was taking everybody. Ain't nobody getting no education.
So, by wait a minute. So they asked her to pay. Did they ask her to pay the money back? Is that correct? I mean, how long does she have to pay the money back?
That's the kicker. The sentence was 1 year. They didn't say how she got to pay them. I don't know if she got a stash somewhere. I don't know if they're gonna handcuff her. She got to go in there and play the craps table while the feds is watching her to get the money back. They never said how she got to pay it back.
Man, all that stress on that lady, she's not gonna last longer than some fresh milk.
Yeah. She's gonna be in there chilling. She's gonna teach them folks in there how to get that.
I was about to say,
she's gonna get $800,000 back.
She just about to go know how to play spades and all that stuff. She just about to She's about to be up in there shooting dice up against the wall. They ain't do nothing but just give
Mary
her.
Got a
They
network.
just get her a favor.
Sister Mary got a network.
There it is.
She's not gonna come out rehabilitated.
You the sixth, and that kind of goes by. Can I talk about the second one? That kind of goes in that second one. Like you took, what was it, Bob? The Home Depot lady. She stole $400K, so she was taking counterfeit money and putting it in the drawer.
She was using
real money.
She was using prop money for movies. Hey, Gooch, and I thought about Neil on this one when he be working the cash register down at the cafeteria at OSU. He can swap that prop money out and get the real loot for us.
You said the cash register at OSU.
Hey man, that's pretty funny, Kel. And I took it easy on you. I took it easy on you in them beans.
It'd be like, come through and get.
I know you still got them boomer size and underoos, but I'm gonna leave you alone.
You said boomer size.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that was some good topics. I was like, what? And then the day she got arrested, she had $5,000 worth of counterfeit money that she was getting ready to put into the drawer and take out the other money when she got it.
Hey, did y'all see the people fighting at Golden Corral over the state?
No.
Y'all didn't
see yeah, we have to talk about that next. We have to talk about that one next week because that was wild.
Okay.
What?
Oh yeah.
Damn, what Golden Corral is open any damn where? Okay.
Oh, this one was open. They was open.
Main Street still open? Wow. Okay.
They still open.
And they went out of state, and it was foolery.
I like this segment a lot.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
We're going to have to go find some hot, crazy, pop culture topics because the stuff, and we can even get on Yee.
Well, trust me, I got another one when we do it. I got another one that there's some crazy folks out in this world, man.
Golden Corral got to be up there, Bob.
Yeah, Golden Corral. I think good. That means it must have came straight off the grill.
No, they ran out of steak and started throwing chairs.
That was mayhem, and you already know ain't no police officer, nobody in no Golden Corral, nothing. That's them cops that just got them little flashlights. So I know they was running for the border. I know they was out of there. Like, what? We're not doing this. So listen, this is culture news for the week. You got a funny story? Even you, crew, share it. Send Sports Couch Diva, one of the crew members, a PM, and you might just hear your news story live on the air. And we're gonna take submissions up to March 4th. And this is kind of one that's kind of, that I saw. Go back to the Winter Olympics. Erin Jackson brings home gold. The first African-American in 29 years in speed skating. Her time was 37:04. And It was just, I got to watch it, and it was just like, wow. Like to see, I was like, African-American women, listen, we've been balling in the Olympics. The gymnastics ladies, and you're talking about, these are young ladies in the UCLA right now and LSU. If you have not watched gymnastics, please take the time and just go and watch it. It's usually on ESPN2, about 8-9 o'clock, which is crazy because it doesn't get that much coverage. But them ladies, and even Alabama, but this is African-American girls, and they is black girl magic. They got 10s. And it's very hard to get a 10 in gymnastics, and they have been balling. So you got UCLA on the West Coast, and then I'm sorry, not UCLA, it's LSU, and then you have the Florida Gators. Whew, girls. So check them out. Make sure see what's up, because you will love it. So kind of we're just gonna switch to the NBA. We kind of talked about the beginning, so you already know. Deadline is over. We got the All-Star weekend. And what y'all think about the All-Star? This what happened last night with the I had to ask Bob, because I have been looking for it called the Rookie, but it's not the Rookie no more. What is it called, Bob?
Rising Stars.
So did any of you all catch some of the footage last night from the game, from the celebrities?
I missed it. I fell asleep. I was a little
I watched it.
Okay, so what's your take on it, Troy? Because it's kind of changed from when we was growing up to the new school, I should say.
I think the NBA is in good hands with all the new guys coming up, man. Them guys, man, they can play, man. They all look good. They all look like they. Hey, you remember back in the day? The rookies used to be scared to shoot and stuff like that. Nah, these dudes, they don't be playing. So, and plus they need them for their teams this year. So it looked good, man. But I didn't know they was gonna do it like two different games into a championship. I wouldn't expect that. That must have been something.
Yeah, that format was great. I love that. Yeah, I like that format because they played 2 semifinal games.
Yeah.
So they split them up where they play first to 50 in the semifinals game, and the championship game is 25 points. Yeah, I like how they broke that up. That was I could roll with that.
That's the first time they ever did that. So that was dope.
Yeah, I like that format though. I like it.
They look like they was just out there having fun, man, and that's what it's all about.
And Troy, to your point, the NBA is in good hands, not only with the players, but in the way they manage the league. They are a progressive sports, and that's why their All-Star game is a big deal.
One of the best one.
You know what I mean? It's one of the best All-Star games. They do it over the weekend, and all the events got something that we are all like. I enjoyed the celebrity game. Yeah, Miles Garrett and Kareem Hunt. You know what I mean? Some of the guys they had out there could really play, and they were just genuinely having fun. So the NBA
they're just having fun, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, they're doing.
Yeah, and that celebrity game, Miles Garrett need to be ashamed of himself.
What'd you say?
Miles Garrett, who played defensive end for Cleveland. He just up there bullying everybody. Just running, coming down the lane like a freight truck.
That's a big man.
Hey, I didn't know he had that game in him. So that's just stuff that I didn't even know.
Hey, he's a monster.
He's a monster.
He was playing in the Risings. Oh, okay. Wow.
No,
yeah.
Hey, who y'all got in the dunk contest?
Huh?
Who y'all got in the dunk contest?
Ooh.
Oh Lord, man. Be honest with you, I really don't know too much about who they really got in there. So you're gonna have to elaborate on that one, Troy.
They got Cole Anthony, Green from Houston, Obi Toppin, and I don't remember the last one. I'm missing the last person. I'm taking Cole Anthony.
They don't dunk.
You taking who?
More
I'm taking Cole Anthony.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Out of Orlando,
I do not know who's in the 3-point contest. I do not know that.
So I think Troy, this might lead into a really good discussion. So we know back in the day, you used to get the big dogs. You remember Dominique and Spud Webb and Michael Jordan and all them cats being partaking in the dunk contest. These young kids, we don't know them. And I don't know whether it's because we've gotten older or the NBA really isn't pushing them out there, or we don't have a true face of the league, because LeBron's about to go. LeBron on his way out. Kevin Durant's not doing the dunk contest. Who's going to be that new explosive young player that when the dunk contest comes, we all like, hey, let's turn it on. Let's tune it in, because we knew MJ was going to do something spectacular.
That's true.
I think there's some young talent, though, man. There's a lot of young talent, to Troy's point. And as far as the dunk, I mean, that's one thing. I was thinking I wanted the older guys to come in, but
I did too.
There's some young talent, and I guess I'm anticipating tonight. I mean, it's in my time.
I'm fine with the young talent. I'm fine with the young talent because I want to see what the future holds. So I think that I think that it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, Troy, but the NBA got to put somebody in our face that we know. Let's tune in and watch that, and I haven't seen that person yet.
But I don't know who that would be, though.
Well, the dunk contest to me is not the most popular to me going forward. I mean, the most competitive one has been like the 3-point contest of late. Like last year was ridiculous.
I don't even know who in that.
See what I'm saying? So, I mean, to Tanya's point, it's the whole show. I mean, it's the dunk contest, it's the rising stars, and then it crendos with the NBA game. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
And I'm glad it's in Cleveland. And from what people have said, and I've been watching on Facebook and different people making posts, Cleveland did a hell of a job this year, putting it together. And even though we're in the middle of COVID, people are safe, people are enjoying sports and and coming out. And I do, like Troy said, go back to Troy's comment, I want to see them new faces because I really don't know who they are. You know them as they're coming out of college, and then when they go into NBA, they kind of like spread out, and some are coming on from different, genre, different teams. And you're like, wow. Even when we watched the celebrity, the person who won, his name was Alex Toussaint. So for me this year, it made me go back and Google who these people were. Like he was a Pelotonian instructor, not just NBA players. It made you go back and figure out like who was these people that were playing, even the celebrity game. Not all of them were celebrities. They were celebrities, but they wasn't like high end celebrities.
They weren't high profile.
Alex, they didn't have a high profile.
So Tanya, I got the lineup for the 3-point contest. It's Fred VanVleet, Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, CJ McCollum, Patty Mills, Karl Anthony Towns, Zach LaVine, and Trae Young.
Only person I know is Trae Young.
That's not bad. I know it's Trae Young, Zach LaVine, VanVleet.
I got Trae
point
Young.
guard for the Toronto Raptors.
Zach LaVine, I think, did he win it last year? I don't remember.
He won a dunk contest a few years ago.
Zach LaVine won a dunk contest. You're right.
Yeah. Right.
The last
person. No, that's some talent right there, buddy. That's now. Can you find the dunk contest for tonight, Troy?
Hey, real quick, Neil. Before
the dunk contest is Jalen Green, Cole Anthony, Obi Toppin, and Juan Toscano Anderson.
See, I like how they do it. They limit the participants. So yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be pretty nice.
I got Cole Anthony.
Right.
Okay.
I was saying, can we?
What was you saying, Gooch?
3-point contest. I'm gonna take a long shot because he's my dude from Cleveland. I'm going with CJ McCollum to win the 3-point contest.
Okay.
Hey, he been balling too.
Yeah.
Since he got traded,
been balling.
He been balling since he got traded.
Cold.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Came up. It's gonna be some great. I don't really know a lot except for Trae Young, and I know he is a. He
don't sleep on Jalen Green. Don't sleep on Jalen Green in the dunk contest either. But I'm taking Cole Anthony.
It's gonna be a good one to watch tonight. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a great one.
Trae Young, Trae Young.
He loved the light. He loved the light.
Hey, but I like that pick that Gooch said. CJ McCollum, he's a sleeper. I agree with that, Gooch.
Yeah. And I'm gonna add one more thing to this. So I just found out that on Sunday, prior to the All-Star game, they're gonna have an NBA G League next gym game, which I think is really sweet. So kind of like what I'm getting at, the NBA is doing some really cool stuff with these young players, putting them out on
that's good
on TV. So I might even check that out.
Because they're even doing an HBCU game. They're doing an HBCU basketball game today. My daughter's going. I think it is. I know it's 2 HBCU, and that was another thing that was intriguing to me, that you were having an HBCU game in the middle of the All-Star weekend. Like, wow. So now you incorporating all of these HBCU, universities and kids. Like Jania's going down with a couple other, like 19 of them going to this HBCU game. And the Central State is actually covering for them to go. So you now incorporating HBCU, which has never been done. It kind of always been like an outside looking in. So to even see that, like you said, in the G League, so you bringing a whole different lane of people, young people who love sports. So, okay, NBA kind of, and then again, they're still, people can say what they want. They're still.
I can't think of any other league that do it better than the NBA. That's just me. If y'all can think of one, y'all let me know. As far as All-Star festivities.
Yeah, All-Star. It really puts in what's happening, the initiatives and the things that are happening around the world as an African-American. They really trying to change. And the NBA All-Star is one of them, because there's like a whole lot. If you go in, I was just on the NBA All-Star weekends website, and I'll put that out there. There is a whole weekend of events that even is outside of the All-Star game. So,
and they got the 75th anniversary all team or something like that. They got the 75th anniversary, bringing all the players back. So Cleveland gonna be popping.
Yeah, Cleveland gonna be popping, and it's right down there. It's not far. So hey, if you're here, if you want something to do, ride down to Cleveland. What, hour and 15, 20 minutes, and maybe 2 hours. Under 2 hours is the roads are clear.
2 hour ride.
2 hour ride. Yep.
I can be honest with you. I didn't even watch the Pro Bowl. I don't even watch that. I don't watch no hockey. So NBA All-Star game is what I look forward to every year, I guess.
Yeah. And
Troy, there's something behind that. Hopefully one day Miss Kells Diva will let us get deep into why the NBA is so much more progressive than the NFL.
Listen, we can do that on the next show, because as we go into March Madness, which is what we're gonna roll to really, now. I want to know. I want to talk about it more. March is here. Like, this is the last week of February. In another week, just in 2 years of COVID and everything has happened with Kobe. Like, February is kind of instrumental too, because so much was happening in the last 2 years. Kobe passed away. COVID hit. Major. Just George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. There was so many initiatives that were happening. Black Lives Matter, Me Too. Just was so much was happening in these 2 years. Now we go back to where there is going to be a tournament, a March Madness tournament. So, fellas, I just want to get y'all's first impressions. Like, your first, like, what y'all thinking? Like, have you watched college basketball? Who stands out to you? How you think the tournament's gonna turn out? Like, because again, they're really, really pushing to have live fans in the stands this year and have a tournament. So as we go into the NBA Finals, so March Madness, let's take off. Like, it's here. I'm pumped because my boys, my Buckeye girls, and men, whatever, they Michigan Wolverine. So
it was one game. Cut it out.
I heard about that. Do you want to talk about that game, Mr. R. Kelly? You wearing your amazing.
We can talk about that when we got more time, Mr. Neal.
Bob needs more time. They don't. The Wolverine problem, they can't finish. They start, but they can't finish. That's what their problem is. And when they can't finish, they lose between 50 and 20 points.
Hey, Michigan looked gas that game, honestly, to be.
Yeah. Then the next game, they went out and lost to Rutgers. So what? They lost to Rutgers. What?
I ain't cheerleading for Michigan's ass. I'm just saying, to be honest, when they played Ohio State, they look gas that game. But then they gotta come.
They left all the juice out when they played the 3 days before they beat what was it, Purdue?
Kids should be drinking with the coach. The coach should never let the kids go out drinking with him.
Bob, y'all need a point guard. Your point guard is garbage.
And I already said that. I said we a young squad, and the folks that need to be stepping up are not stepping up. So that's where we at right now.
Maybe because he's just young. He just plays out of control. He just looks like he's just out of control when he plays.
Yeah, so, they just all over the place. So yeah, so how you gonna start it? So will Duke be in the Final Four?
No.
Yes.
No. Go back and check the history on Duke the last 5-6 years. They've been getting put out in like the third round by some team. Duke ain't the Duke that we know and grew up with.
I hate Duke, but they'll be there.
Okay,
they'll be there. Thank you, Troy.
Okay,
some people you can't help it.
Gonzaga be there.
Hey, let me give a shout out to Mr. Al Blaze. He said Zags are the team to beat.
Gonzaga.
I'm telling you now. Who the team to watch is going to be the Arizona Wildcats. That is going to be the team to watch.
There's always a team out west. There hasn't been a team out west.
We just skipping over Auburn. Auburn will be there too.
Well, I was just about to say Auburn. Auburn going to be another one to watch.
Auburn will be another team to watch. Auburn is a sleeper right now. They really ain't a sleeper, but they'll be there.
Kentucky too. They gonna be
Hold up, Kentucky just lost to Tennessee, didn't they? Tennessee just beat Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky will be out by the second round.
Okay. All right. Okay, Tanya, what Ohio State going to be? Ohio State going to the Final Four?
If we play consistently.
Oh, here we go.
That's my point. Because again, they play good second half, but they get behind in the first half. So they have to make up so much. So the team as a whole has to do so much to win. And so when you go into the tournament, you ain't going to have that time to rest. So I say Sweet 16, I say Final Four if they can play across. And Chris Holtman allowed them to just ball out. So sometime about OSU, they don't let them ball. They play reserve. They play like, oh, I'm going to let them do it. And that one game, they'll let them play like just lights out, and then the next day they pull back. No, let them play lights out.
If there's a coach smart enough out there who plays them to keep Liddell off the block, they out in the first round.
They play the perimeter.
I think the Buckeyes, you never know, man. The Big Ten should be well represented in this tournament.
Well represented. For the first time, they're going to be well represented.
Do Ohio State still got to play Illinois?
Purdue.
Play who?
Do Ohio State still play Illinois? Do Ohio State play Illinois this year?
I don't think they played Illinois this year.
Well, it's a big game on today at 12 o'clock. It's Illinois and Michigan State going at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I want to see your boy Coburn against them. But Michigan State ain't like they used to be right now. They ain't all that.
Well, Michigan State always scrappy, though. So, they always scrappy.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, I want them to
the Big Ten.
You don't never know what you're going to get with them.
And Ohio State ain't played Purdue. Ohio State ain't played Purdue yet. Ohio State, they missed that game with Purdue, right?
Because a lot of the games didn't get played because of COVID. At the beginning of the season, a lot of games didn't get played because they, and they haven't had time to really make them up. So now is the fight of making sure you got enough games in, games 1 or whatever have you, so that you can play in the tournament. Because that's what happened last year. A lot of the teams didn't have enough games, so they didn't get in. Even though they were great, they had the schedule and they had the wins, they didn't get in because they had a lot of teams that were,
Okay, so what's your Final Four prediction? Who in the Final Four?
Yeah.
I got
it's too early for that.
Ooh.
Too early for that.
No, yes. They never too early.
Purdue gonna be in there.
March 5th, all March 5th. But my challenge to you all, Kales and the girl.
Well, if you want to label as your premature Final Four, okay, go ahead, fire away, Troy.
Gonzaga, Auburn, Illinois, Arizona.
Okay.
I can't argue that. But it's so early to Kel's point. But
we can always revisit it. I'm just putting out my.
We'll go back. Like I said, it's a premature. It's a premature Final Four. So let it fly. Premature. Let it fly.
Who you got? Who you got in the Final Four?
Yeah.
It's almost March.
For me?
You also put it out there.
Oh, I got Arizona. I'm throwing Duke in there. And I'm going to put the UCLA Bruins. and Auburn.
UCLA is a sleeper. You're right.
And there's one more team I gotta look at them a little bit more. It's gonna be USC.
Okay. So down the road, Tanya, we need to write this down.
Yes. Starting on March 5th is our March Madness show. So it's going to go down.
The March Madness show. Dope.
I'm going to start watching the women's ball out. Women's, even though we don't get no highlight, women's basketball, even from the collegiate, they balling. And the women's Final Four this year is going to be a great game again, a great event again. The last one I saw was in Columbus, and then the last 2 years we haven't had one. So that Mississippi State, you're talking about the Tennessee Vols. I mean, you talk about some major
South Carolina. Can't sleep on you. Can't South Carolina.
Yes, like these ladies, and then just to have head coaches. That's another thing too, to have these strong Black head coaches.
Right.
In the realms of taking these teams, like changing the teams. And we don't hear much about it because of where we live at. So it's always great to be able to get online on other states and to hear, like you said, South Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi State, them ladies balling. So, that's my challenge to you fellas. So, watch some women's basketball right now the next couple of weeks as we go into March Madness. Sports Tales.
I got a question for you.
Huh? Yes.
Tanya, I got a question for you. Did you have a problem with the coach with the pink pants?
I was about to bring her up.
No,
I didn't either. I don't know what the big deal was.
She got a fan now.
You know why? She was a young Black woman. And think about most women coaches. How are they dressed? Slacks and a shirt. For me, she came in who she was. It was presentable. You know what I'm saying? The time.
I don't see what the big deal was.
Because it's the
Say
old
it.
school way.
Say it.
The old good old boys way.
Say it.
Old good old boys way. And to see someone young and Black do it, it was like she's being disrespectful to the game. Like, no, she's not. Just like she said, I'm being who I am. I'm still dressed appropriate. I'm still coming out here coaching. That does not take away my coaching. Just because I don't want to be a flash.
I just saw that picture, Tanya, and I gotta kind of disagree with you there a little bit there. Okay.
Right.
She wearing some pink leather pants. Now, right there is a flagrant foul.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm looking at this picture right here. If I'm trying to referee this game. And she ripping her, she running up and down the sideline in hot pants on. She out there. I'm sorry. She can express herself, but come on, honey. Come on. Keep it real, man. You running up and down there with your little hot pants on. Ain't nobody paying you no attention. You ain't coaching. You out there just showing up.
So, Neil, the problem was what?
She had them hot pants on, man. Have you seen the picture of them hot pants?
Okay.
Come on now. The players, even the young girls, are like, damn. One girl missed a girl cutting to the basket. You saw her in them hot pants like that.
Sound like a hater to me.
Man.
I took the fuck with saying it doesn't matter. Again, she's a coach.
She made, you know what?
I mean, these like some tight leggings. She wearing some leather.
They were tight. They were dressed like it.
Yeah.
And she ain't, wait a minute, hold on. The problem was she's at the University of Kentucky, ripping and running up and down,
court.
I'm still looking for the problem.
She's completely fucked up. Hey, she made. I ain't messing with Neil, y'all. It's almost saying
like she in Lexington, Kentucky, with
somebody in that old age coaching get uncomfortable.
And AJ Reparina.
She made them uncomfortable. Probably felt something in their body they ain't felt before.
Exactly.
And it's like, don't let her go out there like that.
Thank you, Gooch.
Yes. Her coaching? I think it's just a new tide of way of progressing, but it was professional. It was nice. It wasn't tight. It was just she had on heels. Yes.
I disagree on that tight part. I mean, now how do you define tight?
That is her body shape, Bill.
Did she win the game?
I'm looking at these players. He could have left coaching and went somewhere and earned some more money. How about that?
She still won the game.
She won the game. She won that game and some more.
I know how she won it. I know exactly how she won it. The referees didn't see all the damn calls. I'm telling you, he didn't see. They couldn't have seen it.
He just saw pink.
They saw that pink flash like. And now you see somebody with some tight pink plans flashing to the left. You gonna miss what's going on to the right. I'm telling you.
He said to the right.
Okay, but she's expressive. But the only thing I'm mad at is I didn't get to see the game. To be honest with you,
I'll tune in to the next game.
Yeah,
I'm definitely tuning in.
This women's basketball is being played. And we can have a conversation about that too. Why women's?
I saw this new football, Tanya, where they wearing bikinis playing football.
Oh, the lingerie league.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lingerie league.
That was real tricky right there. That was real tricky.
Somebody go ahead and switch his and pull the off button on his electric box.
You see Goose over here like, listen.
Somebody go over there and switch his electric off.
Pulling.
Pulling off.
I'm just saying. Now, what is that, Tanya? Is that an expression? Is that an expression, Tanya, right there?
It's an expression, but for me, I have always said, like, they were already wearing just, late, what they call spandex. And then when I saw the lingerie, I was like, I guess they trying to make me, because women don't get the same, just everything. They don't get endorsements, advertisements. So sometimes, with this lingerie, it's coming back out again because, it kind of had left because of that. But I think social media isn't allowing it to revitalize itself because social media, you see, A&T all day. And so I think it's another way for them to build, that age of, okay, we did this back in the day, like in the 80s, it didn't work. So why are we going to see about it again and see if it's going to work with them being in lingerie? I'm going to see how it's going to work. If it's going to work, if that type of style is still going to work for these young kids, because everything young kids now is instantaneous, you know what I'm saying? It come and go. So I'm looking forward to see if it works, because when I saw it too, I was like, is this the uniform that's going to be on for this year?
I want to say they were playing really hard, Tanya. They was playing hard in that lingerie league. They were playing hard all right. I'm telling you.
I was like, wow, like you don't even have
They had plays and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw this one girl get the shit knocked out of her, literally.
Kels. Whoever lives close to me will drive over there right now.
Hey, Neil, if you go on YouTube, you see the coach, he be going off on him. I'll be like, damn, bro, they in way. What you tripping?
I think you take him serious, play serious. That dude job on the line. I guess I don't give a fuck what you wearing.
I won't be going on. I'm like, just run up and do a slant.
I'm glad it's only on YouTube. It hasn't made the mainstream. It's on YouTube, which everything on YouTube goes. But I was just like, what? Like,
it will never make the mainstream. People will have a fit.
No, that's what I'm saying. It will be
that'll have to be on pay-per-view.
Yes, people will have a fit.
$22.50.
Don't give no ideas.
$22.50. And Neil's little cable bill gonna go from $90 to $220 every month.
I think I'm a married man. You want to deserve more credit.
You think the Super Bowl halftime? You think the Super Bowl halftime comments was bad? Wait till they put that on there.
Jordan would deserve a lot of credit. Imagine out there running full speed.
On the fan page, because there ain't no way that's going to be moving in a different direction. Like, whoa. That's what they're saying. They're going in a different direction, but that different direction is like almost naked. Like the outfits, like it's streams. It's like, I say even worse than Victoria's Secret. Like it is literally like,
yeah. Yeah.
And these
the lingerie league.
These are not model women. These are football women, like built, and they're in this type of gear. I was like, I mean, when I saw it too, I was like,
one girl got a leg straight across.
Men don't care.
Like they got pads on, they getting laid all the way out. Like the pads is up here, and then they have the bottom, and then they have like the knee. I mean, it's going down. So I said, I don't know whose advertisement dollars they're using to get this off, but
it's been going on for a while. This has been going on for a while though. This ain't new.
This is like, right. Yeah, it was last season. But last season they had, like I said, spandex, and they had like bra. They had sports bra. This year they went a whole
they wearing G-strings and everything. Yeah,
they wearing G-strings and bras, like bra with underwear. I said, "Woo, what? Whoa!"
And the coach be out there yelling at him and stuff. I'm like, man, what you yelling at? Like, bro, you serious?
Dude got that mortgage, man. He got that mortgage out there in LA.
And that's why I said these next couple, episodes, we're gonna be diving into some, into some topics, some hot topics that are really talking about, genre based, how they look at women to men, how women are portrayed in sports and advertising. Like WNBA is getting ready to start, and again, like I watch women's basketball and women's sports at 11, 12 o'clock at night. But you don't see it at all unless you are on, even when they do the commentary, you don't hear anything about women's sport. You hear highlights, 30-second reels. And so I learn more about women's sports when I'm watching podcasts like myself and others. I listen to their podcasts because they don't talk about it. And it's like, why? Like when I hear a women's basketball player making $40,000, that's someone who was teaching.
Right. I can probably only name 2 players from the WNBA.
Right.
Parker and who else?
Parker, and that's because she'd be on NBA TNT, and Skylar Diggins.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. And that's why I want to dive into that. Like, why is that? And, like last year when COVID, a lot of those players got stuck over in their country, the country that they were playing, and couldn't get back home to their regular games because of what was happening. Because to make the money, they had to leave their country and go to a foreign country to get paid. Where, men, they go to a foreign country because they can't get in here, or, they're not good enough or whatever have you, where that case may be, but they don't, what I'm saying? And they make still millions and millions of dollars more than what a woman makes, even overseas. Average woman makes what, 100,000 versus a 90 million contract to somebody who just coming from the G League. So yeah, we're gonna be diving into some things, some great things, great conversations. Here we're talking about a year of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all the different riots that have happened here. It's 2022. Our boys are still dying at the hands of, that's kind of how we're gonna leave the show. Kind of think about, you all are African American men. That's why I love having you on the show, to see, that there is positive Black men that are doing great things in other genres, other realms, and our kids are not even getting a chance to live. They're dying.
Right.
And I can't even say, it's from the police, it's from Black on Black crime, it's from situations that they're in, kind of think about as we move into our next episode, like what's the difference from our village that we had to the village that we have now? Like what's changing, and those are things that I want you all, because I want that man's perspective. It's almost time for sports to really, where people are going to start really tuning in, because it's March Madness. I look at March Madness as just like Super Bowl. People tune in. Right. You might even be a sports fan, but you tune in to just see.
Because it's always in your face.
Yeah, it's in your face. And last year we had sports in a bubble. And we saw, especially the NBA, they really turned it up of making, the Black Lives Matter on the hardwood. All the jerseys, like it was black on black. And was that the players? Was that the union? Was that the owner seeing, the change? Those are things these are going to be hot topics. We're going to be pushing the envelope in March. I'm just going to tell the viewers, listeners, it's going to be some topics that we're going to be pushing the envelope, but with respect. But we want, that's what we're here for. This is the what Bob said, the fan's perspective of what we see as a fan, looking into the eyes of these major teams and major owners and how they're making changes. And then what about the ones that are not? What can we do as, people who pay to be a part of these games and see these games? How can we make change also? So listen, fellas, what's your last word? So as we go in to next week, we're going to be off because we are our nonprofit organization, Empower Our Youth Foundation, is hosting a Boys, Books, and Badges. And I'm excited for this Boys, Books, and Badges because we're going to be celebrating boys, recognizing them. We cannot celebrate boys enough. That's what I felt. I don't have boys, I have girls. And I just felt that this year, these last 2 years, our boys need to be celebrated for who they are and having emotions and feelings and recognized for their great things that they're doing in their community. So we're going to be off next week and we're going to come back on March 5th. So don't listen. You got 2 shows to keep it moving, keep sharing. The crew is going to be coming back and we're going to be pushing the envelope. So before we head out, fellas, give us one word of encouragement to take us into March, because March is Women's History Month. So what would be the word to end the day that you leave with our viewers and listeners? We're going to start with Cyberdog.
Okay, yeah. For the viewers and listeners, I think going into March, hope. I hope that, this pandemic we in continues on the downward slope it's going, that we all be able to kind of go back to the lives that we have. And, March is, a good month because spring starts. It's like, we're coming out of the cold and, now we really get to see what 2022 is going to be about. So hope is my word. Thank you.
All right.
Ooh, I like that. Hope. Okay. All right. Come on, Troy.
I'm going to say protect our Black families, protect our Black kids, protect our Black sons out there, our Black women, definitely. So I'm going to say protect. Protect is my word for my encouraging word.
Okay. Your encouraging word, Gooch.
All right. So we heading into the last couple of weeks of Black History Month. And everywhere I look, I've seen nothing but Black excellence. We are exceptional. We're in the Super Bowl. We're making changes. We're diverse. We do things. We are the movement, or the transition agents into better things. The culture, the dance, the music. Those are some of the things that we talked about that made a direct impact on how we felt. So it ain't just everybody. It's you, it's Kels, it's Neil, Troy. We all can make a difference. Keep doing what we're doing. Be great.
Yep.
Oh, okay, Arkels, what's your encouraging word for us as we head out of February?
My encouraging word is just everybody be, mindful of everybody's, feelings and what's going on in today's society. Have a cool head before you, jump to that next level where whatever's going on could, alter your life. Just be cool-minded and open before you jump to that next level that could alter something going on in your life. And then one more thing I want to put out here. I don't know if anybody's seen this. All like dog owners, be mindful that I also seen this, that, we got coyotes in the area. If you got your dogs out in the yard, make sure you with them, keep an eye on them. Cause right now it's high. The coyotes are in breeding season and they are like motions is rampant. So if you got a pet, make sure y'all start with them when they outside, cause coyotes is really violent towards, pets out in your yard. So keep that mindful as well.
Sweet.
Wow. Didn't know anything about that. Wow. And my encouraging word.
I didn't know anything about that either. Watch out for the coyotes for sure.
Yeah.
Here in Columbus?
Wow. Or just period. They're in heat right now. And that's like, remember last year when that cop got attacked by a coyote?
Yeah.
Here in Columbus?
Right there on
Yeah,
270.
they in heat right now. So especially the males, they real aggressive.
Okay. We got to put that out there as a post and, make sure everybody be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, just watch your pets outside.
And watch you outside.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm watching me.
Well, I'm glad you told us about that because that's gonna make me think about it even more. And then
yeah, we should have said that for the next news. The Coyote watch.
You should have said that like at the beginning of the show. But I'm gonna put that out there under our post so we can know. But my encouraging word is respect. I think it kind of accumulates everything that we've talked about. Is respect. For who you are. You might not understand or even accept what somebody else is, but respect goes a long way. And I think a lot of us kids and even adults, we have forgot about those key words: respect, empathy, kindness. It goes a long way. And I think it's what made up our village. And so here, at Sportz, Kales, and Wine and Brew, the Wine and Brew is about bringing your drink and having these open conversations, having a space. I think that's what I love about this show, that it gives us a space to talk about the fun things, but also hit on some topics. I know Gucci's gonna love this, and Troy and Cyberdog and Arkel's gonna love these topics that we hit on. And it's going to be topics that we want to hear from you. It's all about, in a respectful manner. I think we're forgetting about how to have a respectful dialogue. When we talk sports and debate, it's a respectfulness. And I think we got to get back to that. Right. And yes, we're going to hit on some hot topics because March kind of was like accumulation last year of war. There was bloodshed. It was killing, and then you had sports. Sports was like this main route that kind of connected everything that was happening, and to see how things derived and see how things are moving. But it still needs more of this conversation. So, hold on, come on through, join this conversation, share it, support us. I thank you, crew, for always coming on, being a part of this fan conversation. That's what it's about. It's a fan. Everything that we talk about is not for what you hear on TV and what you see. No, that's their narrative. This is our narrative from a fan's perspective. So join the conversation because, even if you don't watch sports, we'll have, pop culture. Because again, I wish I knew how to get that $5,000 and changing out money. Whoever it is, listen. So we're gonna bring on that.
You don't want that heat.
Hold on, what?
Think about walking around doing that, like you said, the things that happen in pop culture is bananas. Like it's bananas, like things that are happening. But we want to talk about it. And let me clear that up again. Like I don't want to do, but I'm just saying the things that have happened, like people are literally taking to the extreme. And because of God, a lot of it's COVID. A lot of them, like, I can get away with it. So we're gonna talk about that too. How people are getting away with a lot of things that you wouldn't have got away with it in the old days.
Now, what happened with $5,000?
$5,000. The day she got caught, she had $5,000 on her in her pocket. She had play money, so she was taking.
Yeah, that's the lady from Arizona. Oh, she was flipping. She's at Home Depot flipping out money. The money you use in the movies, flipping out the real cash at Home Depot.
So that's pop culture. We're gonna be bringing you some more than pop culture because that was what stood out to me. Like what? Like you working at Home Depot on Bryce Road and you up here flipping out money? Like what? No. And how even from city to city, how things change and how you go to jail for 1 year for $800,000 versus if we would have done it, we'd have been in jail for 25 years. Right? 80 or not, or you might not even went to jail. So we got some hot topics to talk about, and I cannot wait. So tune in. March 5th is when we will be back. Let me make sure that is the date. Yeah, March 5th. March Madness, here we come. Fellas, have a great weekend. We're gonna watch some great basketball with the All-Star, and we're gonna have some fun. Be safe. This win is disrespectful out here. So ladies, make sure you hold them on tight.
No.
Make sure you hold them on tight because they flying away. So love you. Hey, peace and soul.
Thanks again, fellas. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
See y'all. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey, y'all have a good one, man.
All right.